If only I could focus on three things to scale a freelancing or agency business, I will focus on these three needle movers every single day. So if you're new here, my name is Mark Allen and I'm currently co-scaling 9 agencies and freelancing businesses to multiple 7-figure months. And also at the same time, I am leading hundreds of freelancers and agency owners scale to multiple 6 to 7 figures without burning themselves out. Kasi magkaiba yun, yung magkaroon tayo ng maraming pera and magkaroon tayo ng may pera at the same time hindi tayo burned out. Na-enjoy pa rin natin yung life. So kinukuha natin yung mga lessons from those experiences and putting it here in a YouTube video to hopefully help you scale without burning yourself out then. So again, my name is Mark Allen and welcome sa Ready to Scale. And before I continue, if you're a subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new here, feel free to like and subscribe after ma-watch itong video na to. And if you find this helpful, okay? Anyway, so for context, I had a call inside Ready to Scale community. And one of the questions na lumabas doon is, okay, ngayon bumabalik na uli ako sa pag-focus and sa momentum ng business. Ano yung pwede ko kayang gawin? Or ano kaya yung pwede kong pag-focusan? Kailangan ko pa work harder or dagdag ako by working hours ko and so on and so forth. And then sabi ko sa kanya is if there are things that you can focus on at least for the next 30 days, is focus ka dito sa tatlong bagay na to. Or ang tinatawag namin is yung focus trifecta. Okay. Ganito kasi yan. One of the mistakes na nagawa ko before, including majority of entrepreneurs, is isa sa automatic response natin pag meron tayong mga trabaho na gagawin, is idadaan natin siya sa working harder. Di ba? Working harder. And lalo na kung katulad ko na lumaki tayo sa place wherein talagang kung may gusto tayong gawin, kailangan nating paghirapan. Right? And minsan pa nga kahit na madali na yan makuha yung isang bagay, kailangan pa rin nating ma-feel na nahihirapan tayo para lang ma-feel natin na worth it tayo doon sa gusto nating mangyari. Di ba? And obviously, if you're an entrepreneur, baka narinig mo na rin yung saying na, of course, working harder will not make you rich, di ba? Ano daw yung sinasabi na will make you rich? And ito pa yung isa sa automatic response usually ng mga entrepreneurs na pwedeng maging helpful but for majority of times, hindi rin helpful. And that is to just think about working smarter lang. Okay? Kasi, yes, working smarter might sound good or might sound amazing, but I've known majority of people who are smart people na hindi naman talaga ganun nagsasucceed financially, including myself before. When I say smarter, ito yung ang daming alam, ang daming mga pinag-aralan, ang daming mga nasasabi. And in my experience, being smart is not enough sa panahon ngayon. And yun nga, there are a lot of smart people out there na medyo challenging pagdating sa finances. And I remember many years ago, including myself, ang dami kong alam pero wala namang pera. So for me, baka hindi enough ang smart move lang when it comes to having our focus dito sa pag-scale ng business. Instead, in my experience, ang nag-work talaga sa akin recently and sa mga majority na tinutulungan namin is to work wiser. Okay? To figure out kung ano yung mga bagay na importanteng gawin based sa current situation natin ngayon. Paano kaya natin malalaman na yun yung mga magandang paglagyan ng limited time and energy natin? And one of the best ways to understand that is to understand kung ano ba talaga yung ibig sabihin ng work. Lalo na yung work ng mga mayayaman na tao. Di ba? Kasi when we understand anong klaseng work yung nagpapayaman sa mga mayayaman na tao, and pagdating dito sa Pilipinas, pwede nating i-search sa Google. Sabi nila mga 200K pataas, you can consider yourself rich. Okay? But in this particular video, what I want to talk about is yung mga kumikita ng mga 500K to 7-figure months pataas. Anong klaseng work yung para ma-achieve yung ganong level? Now, pag mga 8-figure, 9-figure per month, ibang klaseng work na naman yung usapan doon and hindi yun yung topic para sa video na to. Just for context. So dito lang tayo sa multiple 6 to 7-figure months. If ito ang target mo, the difference between you and making double or triple or even quadruple your income hanggang ma-hit yung 7-figure months, it may not actually about working harder lang. Not even working smarter nga eh. The real work for you are the things that will create more output. When we say output, ito yung mga nakaka-create tayo ng mga assets sa business natin. Kasi yung mga output na gusto nating magawa para sa business at this stage is to create more leverage pagdating sa business natin. When I say create more leverage, ito yung kahit na same time, same effort, same money lang yung ini-invest mo sa business, pero palaki ng palaki yung balik sa atin. So yun yung real work for us. And this is what we focus on sa R2S or yung ready to scale to build a multiple 6 to 7 figure months without burning ourselves out. And this is not about secret trick or a secret formula, but this is more just about becoming wiser kung saan ba natin ilalagay yung time and energy natin. So, ano ba yung laman ng focus trifecta na yan? Okay? Mukhang simple lang to, but pay close attention kasi do this right and you will get multiple 6 to 7 figure months. So, una is yung tinatawag nating service. Yan. Ito yung mga pag-deliver natin ng service sa clients natin, or kung may sarili kang team, then you wanna focus on leading the team, training them, helping your team to deliver the service for your clients in your behalf. Ba? And karamihan ng mga sustainable business that I know, ito yung isa sa main focus nila. Because the best use of our time and one of the most revenue generating activities na pwede natin magawa is to help our clients get results. May sound so simple, but the easiest sale that you can ever make in getting a client or making more revenue para sa business mo is to re-sign or to retain yung mga clients natin. And ayun nga, in the beginning, maybe ikaw yung gagawa ng service na yun, but as you level up, as you grow, pwedeng yung team na yung gagawa ng service na yun for you. And di hamak na mas madaling mag-convert ng existing client na kesa maghanap na naman lagi ng bagong client. So when you think about how you're spending your time, don't think about gaano karaming hours or gaano karaming alam yung gagawin natin. Instead, focus natin yung attention and effort natin every single day to helping people who are already paying you. Diba? Ano yung pwede nating magawa pa na quality work pagdating sa kanila? And when we say quality, hindi ito about kung gaano karaming time yung ini-invest natin on them, but more on ano yung mga needle movers na pwede nating magawa para matulungan natin sila na ma-fix yung puzzle na yon, at least based sa role na sinuserve natin sa kanila. Yun yung importante. And in my experience, spending time actively serving your current clients and past clients is some of the best ROI activities na pwede nating magawa sa business. Ako, personally, pag overwhelmed ako or medyo unclear ako kung ano yung next move na gagawin, I always gravitate towards serving these clients. Kasi doon ako nakakakuha ng mga ideas kung ano pa yung mga pwede kong gawin para mas matulungan pa sila. And ito rin yung isa sa highest leverage activity kasi done right, sila na mismo yung magbibigay pa ng ibang clients for you. So powerful talaga na focus tayo sa service natin. Kung merong isang activity na pwede natin gawin every single day, ito yun, focus tayo sa pag-serve ng client. And the secret to this is to be mindful when doing the work. Hindi yung para makapag-work lang. Kasi minsan tumatagal pa yung trabaho dahil dumadating tayo sa point na kasi dahil normal routine na, paulit-ulit na. So minsan nagiging okay, magawa lang yung trabaho. And ideally, syempre, paikli ng paikli yung time para ma-deliver yung service natin for our clients. But ang goal is habang tumatagal, mas nagiging quality rin yung output. And hopefully, nakaka-create ka rin ng leverage for clients para mas lumalaki yung business nila. So yun yung una na gusto nating i-focus pag meron tayong, top 3 things na pwedeng i-focus within the day pagdating sa business natin. Number 2 is yung tinatawag nating content. Yan. So most of you, lalo na kung nagsiscale ka na ng business, na-hit mo na yung 6 figures, baka narinig mo na very important na nagko-content tayo. Kasi at the end of the day, yes, gusto nating ma-retain yung mga clients natin, but majority of clients will not stay forever. Yun lang yung fact. Yun lang yung reality. And this is why it's very important that we attract newer clients pagdating sa business natin. But most people don't realize na, yes, content yung pinag-uusapan natin dito, pero karamihan ng tao hindi nila nakikita na may dalawang klaseng content tayong kailangan pag-focusan. Una doon is yung external, yun yung mga ginagawa natin sa marketing, di ba? Yun yung ginagawa natin pang client acquisition. But majority of people na may scale or nakakapag-scale ng business is pwede rin natin itong gawin internally sa business natin. Ito yung mga pwede natin gawin to train our clients to be better clients kasi meron tayong mga na-setup na content na pwede nilang i-take, pwede nilang i-consume pagka-onboard natin or habang tinutulungan natin silang i-fulfill yung service. And hindi tayo mag-go deep dito sa internal na content for this particular video. It deserves its own video. But anyway, when it comes to content, specifically pagdating sa pagkuha ng clients, it's very important to understand na pag nagawa natin yun ng maayos, it will have the ability to market and sell yung service mo even while you're sleeping. Okay? And as you know, yun yung isa sa highest leverage na activity na pwede natin magawa is same effort, pero at the same time, it can work for us over and over and over again kahit na walang direct time and energy tayong nilalabas. Kaya very important yung content. Now, here's the thing when it comes to content. If magko-content na nga lang din tayo, kasi sabi nga ng iba, very important na nag-show up, then very important na maging strategic tayo sa mga content na nilalabas natin. Ideally, mararamdaman mo na effective yung content na ginagawa natin is pag nag-call kayo or pag kino-close mo yung clients, padali yung pag-close ng clients kasi most likely na-consume na niya yung other contents na nire-release mo along the way. But if hindi mo nararamdaman yon, then most likely baka nag-show up lang tayo for the sake of showing up. So we want to put some care dun sa mga content na nilalabas natin. And the reason this is important, especially for me, kasi hindi ko rin talaga kaya na laging nagko-call, laging nagsa-sales call, tapos pagdating mo sa call, hindi naman qualified yung kausap mo. So ang ending, lumipas yung 1 oras, tapos wala namang masyadong balik sa business natin. And kung puro ganun yung gagawin natin every single day, then pwedeng maubos tayo. Diba? At the same time, very important din for me na mas mapadali yung sales along the way because syempre na-enjoy ko rin yung mga ibang important things in my life. Like yung time ko with my wife, di ba? Na naglalaro kami, nanonood kami ng mga movies or videos or lumalabas kami. So yun yung mga gusto kong na-enjoy din along the way. And kung nasa call lang ako palagi, tapos hindi pa mga qualified yung mga makakausap, then draining yun for me and maapektuhan yun yung mga tao sa paligid natin. So, doing content is very wise. One of the most leverage activities na pwede nating magawa as long as we do it right. Ba? Whether it's written, audio, or video, if we do it strategically, it will be an asset that can work harder for us at any given hour. In fact, one of my business partner nga na tinutulungan akong mag-scale to multiple six-figure months is dumating na siya sa point na 15 minutes na lang yung call kasi nakita na ng mga clients yung mga ibang content niya before pa sila mag-usap. So imagine, confirmation call na lang yung nangyayari. Tapos multiple six-figure deal pa yung nako-close. Imagine how happy we will be pag nagawa natin yon sa business natin. Diba? So, ang secret lang when it comes to leveraging content is to do it in a way that you can make it sustainable. Okay? Very important. In the beginning, nung nagsisimula akong mag-content, tinry kong araw-araw nagpo-produce ng mga marketing content kasi sabi nung iba, show up daw palagi. So yun yung ginagawa ko. But after ilang araw, ubos ako. And then after ilang weeks, hindi ko na siya natuloy. So ang ending, hindi rin ako naging consistent sa pagpo-produce ng content. But when I figured out yung tamang rhythm for me, currently, I'm doing videos once or twice a week. And then from time to time, may mga written content na yun, yung mas kaya kong gawin every single day. But ang point is, I figure out a way kung paano ko magagawang consistent yung pag-produce ng content. Then dun mas naging effective yung mga nalalabas naming content. So yun yung unang tip pagdating sa content creation. Second tip is very important din yung energy natin during the actual content creation process. Kasi medyo weird man pakinggan to, but nung mga times na parang pinipilit ko lang makagawa ng content for the sake of makagawa lang ng content, ang ending is hindi rin nagkakaroon ng result sa business. Most likely more on energetically kasi hindi masyadong malakas yung dating ng content natin. But on the flip side, pag ang ganda ng energy ko to creating that content, kahit na hindi sobrang daming views, kahit hindi sobrang maraming engagement, but yung content na yon is producing result for myself, meaning either nag-inquire sa business or sa service namin or nako-close namin as a deal, all because of maganda yung energy ko pag nagpo-produce ng content na yon. So very important na i-consider natin. Number one, yung consistency, ano yung tamang rhythm for us. And number two is yung energy natin pag nagko-content tayo. Okay? So yun yung pangalawang thing na pwede nating i-focus pagdating sa business natin. Finally, kung may tatlong bagay tayo na pwedeng i-focus sa business natin, isa doon yung service, second is yung content, the last one is yung tinatawag nating conversations. Conversations specifically with our potential clients. So in the beginning, potential clients yung mga hahanapin natin kasi syempre yun yung gusto nating magkaroon sa business. But as you level up, as you scale, ang mga conversations na gagawin mo is for connections na. Strategic partners, strategic connections. And talking to people or potential business partners is one of the most underrated activities na pwede natin magawa to scale our business. Lalo na kung nagsisimula pa lang tayo mag-content kasi syempre hindi naman agad magpo-produce ng result yung mga content natin in the beginning. Then ako personally, ito yung isa sa pinaglalagyan ko ng majority of my time and energy throughout the day kasi high leverage activity siya. Naalala ko nung nagva-validate pa lang kami ng isang offer namin pagdating sa business, dumating sa point na nanakit na yung kamay ko kakakausap sa mga potential clients. But for a good reason, kasi happy talaga ako na nalalaman ko kung ano ba talaga yung problems nila, ano ba talaga yung mga gusto nilang mangyari sa buhay nila, ano ba talaga yung mga pumipigil sa kanila to actually get the results that they want para makuha yung outcome na gusto nilang makuha. And this is why in the first few months ng business, pag bagong business na ginagawa ko at nagva-validate kami ng bagong service, ito talaga yung ginagawa namin. And after, 30 to 60 days, 30 to 45 days nga lang ata nung para dito sa particular business na to, nakaklose kami ng 15 clients agad. Not because dahil ang gaganda na ng content ko or not because dahil sobrang high level na agad ng service, but because of the conversations na ginagawa ko every single day. And ito, chat pa lang to. Chat conversations lang to hanggang sa na-refine na namin siya. And nung na-refine na namin siya, tinranslate namin siya into a content na. So naging recording na. So mas leverage lalo yung nangyayari. In fact, hindi nga lang clients yung mga nakuha ko dahil dito sa mga conversations na to. Nakabuo din ako ng mga partnerships with very, amazing people dito sa space natin. Like yung isa sa ginagawa namin sa R2S or yung Ready to Scale is meron kami mga face-to-face workshop where we help people figure out kung ano ba yung mga needle movers nila pagdating sa business. And dahil sa conversations na to, nagkaroon kami ng partnerships dun sa isang, nasa circle namin na merong tech company na nag-create ng sarili nilang events place or co-working space sa BGC. And yun yung ginagamit namin ngayon na place pag nag-face-to-face workshop kami. And that's why very powerful yung conversations kasi maraming magic na nangyayari if we do it correctly. The secret to having a wonderful conversation is engaging in a way na hindi tayo salesy, na wala tayong any hidden agenda or yung parang ang dating is pera lang yung habol natin sa kanila. We want to be genuine when it comes to having these conversations and we want to be authentic. And for us, yung authentic is, ang ibig sabihin nito is we're giving something without expecting anything in return. As in, genuinely curious lang kung magkakatulungan ba or hindi. Kung wala, okay lang. Kung meron, edi panalo, di ba? And ang importante is maging malinaw lang yung usapan. And if it makes sense na pag-usapan na yung business, then saka natin pag-usapan yung business. Personally, because of these conversations, I closed $1,000 deal, $2,000 deal, even $8,000 per month na deal, all because of these genuine conversations. And happy ako, happy din si client. So as you can see, simple lang naman tong tatlong to. But chances are, you're probably not doing all of them consistently. If hindi pa ganun ka-consistent yung multiple 6 to 7 figure months natin. So if you can focus on service delivery or training the team to deliver the service and spending a portion of your day to creating content with longevity kasi ang ganda ng energy natin and consistent tayo. Plus, samahan mo pa ng isang engaging na real conversations with people na pwedeng magkaroon ng potential client relationship or strategic partnership na relationship, then those are the most efficient and wiser things na pwede natin magawa to scale our business to the next level. And if nagagawa mo naman to, pero may mga situations na hindi natin na hit yung results na gusto natin makuha, then baka ibang usapan na yan. Baka meron ng mga hidden roadblocks na pumipigil sa atin to actually implement this and turn this into a sustainable and scalable business. And if that's you and you want to learn kung ano ba yung mga hidden roadblocks na yun na pwedeng pumigil sa atin to scale without burning ourselves out, then I invite you to check yung link dito sa description natin below and check mo lang if this is something that resonates with you and then register ka to get the access dun sa video na yon and see for yourself if those are the roadblocks na pumipigil sa'yo to actually getting your next breakthrough. So yun lang muna for now and I will see you on the next one.